In a world where kids are glued to screens and attention spans are shrinking faster than you can say TikTok, whatever happened to good old playtime? Now, in this episode, let's open a different kind of box, one that doesn't just entertain but empowers children as well. So if you're wondering if screen time is stealing childhood, it's time to press play on Real Play. My name is Yumiko and welcome to Shelf Life. All right, so today on this episode, I'm really very happy to have my good friend, Peter. Peter, I think this is not the first time we are on camera together.
Yes.
And it's very exciting because you've taken on a very impressive role at Querios Pte Ltd. From what I know, you are the Business Development Director.
Yes.
So what is
Big title,
Querios all about?
Well, Querios is a company I've been around for the last 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So Querios specialize in action figures. And then we do have things like collectibles. The other area of our specialties are we are into die-cast.
Ooh.
We have die-cast cars, one is to 64 from Majorette. It's different from Hot Wheels. These are more of the real branded cars that you see on the road itself. So they come in the actual form, but reduced down, die-cast. Then we have Jada. Jada is another brand of die-cast, but they do a slightly bigger size. The one is to 32, and the slightly larger one. So I think over the last 10 years, action figure is one of the areas that Querios is really deep dive into it.
I can see that. Like, I feel like today we are surrounded by a lot of action figures. But you know, talking about collectibles, right? In the last couple of episodes, like we were chatting before, it's gone to a point where we're talking so much about the kidults mass market, right? But I want to talk about good old playtime. And that's where, you know, it got me thinking about how children these days, they spend so much time on their screens that they actually forget what it feels like to play. And you know, it's that simple feeling of, you know, your parents buying you a toy, or maybe even for yourself, right? Because you have two grown kids already.
That's right.
And back in the day, do you even remember as a parent buying the toys for your kids and they just rip it out and just play with it?
I do, though my kids are grown up, because I'm involved in this industry, sometimes I also brought some samples back. My son still will gather around me.
Oh!
Then, for example, the one, both of them standing there, the 14-inch Marvel. When I brought it back at the time, during his time, there isn't such size
they
in
used
the
to be a
market
lot
itself.
smaller.
Yeah, smaller.
Okay.
Yeah, so when I brought it back and then I asked him to help me to open up because there's a couple of characters. And that's where the interaction between him and myself, rekindle the whole good old time that we talk about.
And this is something that is very rare, I would say, in today's day and age, right? So do you think that screen time or too much screen time is killing childhood?
I think one of the things that we need to so-called know is that the digital age have come about and we cannot omit it. So as parents, I think we need to balance it. Screen time must have, but we need to make sure that it is not too much. But at the same time, I think toys like this, the interaction between parents and child, it gives you the opportunity to have a face-to-face
interaction.
Yeah, interaction. At the same time, laughing it up, because memories will be brought back. And then you talk about how the superhero, when you watch a movie, all the memories comes back. And that's where I think the time actually gives you a story to be able to hitch on as you grow older with them.
And this is really cool, right? Because I was just hanging out with my friends a couple of weeks back, and some of them actually commented like, why do I even need to buy toys for my kids anymore? Because, a tablet can solve everything. Like, I just pass the tablet to my kid and it just keeps them quiet.
Well, I would think true and not true. If you are parents that doesn't want your kid to bothers you, then you give the tablet to shut them off because they will be by themselves enjoying the games on the tablet itself. But if you look at it in deeper, that will cause a kind of development of isolation. Because
Oh.
when a kid is playing on a digital platform, he is playing himself with the
gadget,
game
right?
itself,
Yeah.
the gadget itself. And so he shut himself off from the outside world per se. And then that's where it takes, I think to play a game nowadays, it's more than half an hour to an hour or more even. And they get engrossed into it. So once they get engrossed into it, the social part of interaction and knowing people around you, be aware of the environment will be affected by the time they spend on the digital platforms.
Well, actually, you make a lot of sense, right? So, looking at the products that you brought today, it's really about sharing their childhood growing up days. And even kids nowadays, right? Like you mentioned, when you go to movies and you see your superheroes on the screen, the next thing you want to do is to have them in your hands. And they don't have to be collectibles because you don't need to worry about them, the dented edges of the box in mint condition sitting on the shelf. You cannot touch them because you want to touch and play, right? And for kids, I feel that role playing, it's a very big part of growing up as well because it kind of resonates with you. If you feel like, okay, maybe now I feel like a Thor, so then I can bring up my hammer and go like, but okay, this one is for playing purposes.
That's right.
But this is so cool because it really gives you that superpower that, Thor actually has. And as a kid, imagining yourself as Thor, right? And I just feel like that is absolutely amazing. And even, with the range of toys that you guys have, in fact, for this Spider-Man one that we have in front, what is this that can actually transform into a car?
My take is this. When I was young, I think we all going through the school system, we need to, one of the things that we need to do, especially during primary school and beyond, is to write composition.
Oh,
right?
Yes.
And composition is, the teacher will give you a subject or a title, and you got to crack your head and find out how am I going to start my first word on that piece of white paper
Yes.
and make it interesting. So I think role plays helps kids to be creative in many, many ways. Because if you don't have, you don't build a library of resources behind the kids' so-called the brain, then when it comes to things like this, they find difficulties in expressing themselves or even be creative to come up with a story of their own.
Oh, that makes
Right?
sense, yeah.
So, I think role playing in one way evoke creativity, because before a kid bring out the hammer or the shoe, something goes on his or her brain, right?
Yes.
The story will start to build up, and from the story, that is where they act it out. And when they act it out, that is where they involve their whole being, immersing into the character that they feel that they belong to.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. It's a lot of imagination as well, right?
Correct.
That little scene that they have in their head.
Yeah.
And it makes sense because they have experienced it while playing, so that when they actually have to write a story, they're able to compose that story as well.
Right.
Which is so interesting. And even, for something like that, it invokes children trying to strategize how to piece the thing and mold it into a
Correct.
car and then back into a model again.
Yes.
So for this range, how many different characters can we see? We've got Spider-Man, we've got...
For this range, we have the whole Marvel characters from Spider-Man to Iron Man to Thor to Black Panther to Hulk.
Wow!
Yeah, so kids will be able to select
the characters
the
they
character
love.
that they love. Yeah, and then they bring it home. They start to problem solve.
Oh, yeah.
Because when they buy it, time is in the full Spider-Man already been transformed. They have to find a way to bring it back to the vehicle, that they can build it down to the character itself. So
Well,
I think
which is,
here
yeah.
is where you give the kids the opportunity to learn how to face a problem, find ways to resolve this problem, and at the same time enjoy the process of this whole so-called problem solving. And I think we need our kids to have that. They cannot be just academic.
Oh, that's true.
Then
You really have a
how are
little
they
bit
going to
of fun.
survive? Yeah, they must have childhood, right?
Yes, of course,
Yeah.
it's very important. I used to remember when I was a kid, right, walking into a toy store, I would love that feeling of looking at the toys on the shelf and knowing that I could possibly be bringing home that favorite character. And then when I bring it home, or my parents would buy it for me, when I get home, right, the thrill of unboxing it and then, of course, just chucking the packaging aside with no regards for it. I just want the toy. But right now, I see that the range in the boxes behind has become a lot more sustainable as well. It's a very smart way of packaging, right? Because it also teaches kids how to reuse the boxes.
Correct. I think the industry is changing because of the environment issue. So factories who produce toys are thinking of ways that they can also contribute to make this world a better place. So I think I believe Querios is the first company that introduced a packaging that comes with a reusable box itself. So parents who buy this new range can actually use it to teach their kids how they can preserve the earth by recycling or reusing. They can be used as a box that keep their stationeries or their cards or some other things, so that the lifespan of this so-called plastic on Earth can be extended itself.
That's very smart,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah, because I remember last time when we were unboxing toys, right? It used to come with a lot of styrofoam and wire pieces as well. But nowadays, it's gotten lesser. And even with this new range of stuff that you have, it's cool because I get the action figure. It has that full packaging of whichever character I love. It's got a backdrop of the Avengers as well. And then I can even reuse the box.
One of the things I believe that as parents, we will leave our kids one day, but the world that they are living in will be theirs. And if they don't start doing something, then the deterioration of this earth will be worse and worse.
Yeah, we need to do our part, right? Everybody has a part to play.
Yeah.
And even with action figures, right? So I want to know, when we talk about collectibles versus these action figures that we have for kids, right? Of course, in terms of detailing, it's a lot in terms of difference, right? But articulation of the joints, they still move as well.
True. Okay, I think the difference between collectibles and they call it general toys, there's a couple of things. One is the material used, they are different.
Oh.
The collectible use a slightly better one because they belong to a more price-wise a bit higher, and they are supposed to preserve it. So the material will be something that they have to consider. Second is the paintwork. If you look at collectibles, the paintwork the paint being used on the other one versus the general toys will be slightly more refined, and it's also sometimes metallic.
Oh yes, you're right.
Yeah. So they are very close to, let's say for the one Iron Man, it's very close to the movie color scheme.
Used. Okay.
Yeah, because collectibles are of value. It's something that over the years down the road, as it oscillates, it becomes something precious or something that you can't find anymore. And the other one, like what you say just now, the articulation. So the possibility is one of the restrictions that general toys will have. General toys basically use interlocking joint.
Interlocking joints.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it has got limitation, up and down, left and right. But for collectibles, they use ball joint.
Oh.
So ball joint is like our human joint,
So
where
you
you
can
can move
actually move.
The movement is more fluid, and you can pose more, and it's got more flexibility compared to a general toys itself.
Which is easy, right? Because when we're talking about kids, we're talking about your preschoolers and even your primary school kids as well. Maybe, even upper primary school kids. And it's easy for them to grab and just to run around with it and just go, happy around.
The kids of that level usually will throw the toys around. So a general toys and will cost lesser than the collectibles. And at the same time, interlocking joint is so-called stronger. As they smash onto the wall, they fight, or they throw around, it will not be broken so easily.
More resilient lah.
That's right.
To throwing.
That's
Rough
right.
play, right?
Yes, rough
But
play.
it's also great because I know that having a little bit of time to do your role playing with general toys for kids, it teaches them how to empathize in situations, right? So, for example, it could be a scene that they play out in their head that Captain America and Iron Man decides to have tea and sit down. So, when kids, even single kids in a household, right, when they're playing with two action figures, they tend to imitate one character and then go on to the other character. Do you think this is very important for kids to understand how to empathize?
I agree with you because while the kids play, they learn also how to live with the community. So while you have two action figures coming together, imagining they're having a conversation, definitely there will be differences, right? You see the Civil War, they fight among themselves because of different opinion. But while they do the so-called the dialoguing or the play, I think it helps kids to know that this is real in this world. As you grow up, as you go out to the working world, or as you go to the army or go to university, you will definitely have to interact with people around you. And while you interact with them, you learn how to live with them. So there will be differences, but you need to come to a point where you learn how to accept. You learn to know that nobody's perfect. You know that not everybody has their own character, and we try to live together.
Which is true. I think, well, I don't have kids yet, but with my friends' kids, right, I do see how some of the kiddos do resonate with different superheroes. And I think it's the same for you and I, right? There are certain idols or characters that we do resonate with. And it's the same for kids as well, because maybe some kid would think that he or she is a Spider-Man or he or she is Captain America. And, the strength, the power behind each character does show different signs of, growth, character growth as well. And, for kids to be able to have that character in their hands, it really changes a lot of things for them, because they feel empowered. All of a sudden, in their little role-playing game, they feel like they could be that superhero. And I feel that is absolutely amazing. It is so crazy that I can't even believe that in this day and age, right, technology has kind of overtaken quite a fair bit of playtime. So I think my next question should be, do you think that, these kind of general toys are coming back into full force, or it's kind of like complementing technology?
Okay, let me answer that question by saying that the general toys have not left the market at all.
Oh!
Even with the digital toys coming in, they have always been there. They are always in the market itself. It's only that right now there's an option, there's a choice that being presented to the kids and the parents itself. But they are not left the market at all. They are always there, where I think parents should balance it out so that the kids will grow up holistically, rather than too skewed towards digital or towards the tradition. These two, if they can balance it out, I think the kids will grow up more holistically.
Yeah, because, very recently I also saw a report on how much time kids actually spend on screens a day, right? If I'm not mistaken, it's between, I think, 6 to 7 hours a day. Okay, so if you could implement a screen time curfew, what would you say or recommend?
Wow, this is a tough question, because I think unless parents are willing to also pluck out time themselves to break the kids off the screen and do things together with them, be it using an action figure or a so-called activity, games, whatever it is, to substitute it with bonding time, one-to-one. I think it will help, because if not, you leave the kids with 6 to 7 hours on the screen. I think that will may not be helpful as they grow over the years. Yeah, it's just like as though they are working. Most of us, if you are desk bound, you sit on your desktop and then you look at the screen. You spend most of the time, other than lunch break, you're on the screen.
Yeah, it's
and
true.
you will feel fatigued, right?
Yeah, digital
tired.
fatigue.
Yeah, and then you also will feel that at the end of the day, you just want to shut off, or everything just lay off from you, because you're already really tired after 8 hours on the screen itself. So likewise for kids, they will feel that after such a long time, they just want to isolate themselves. They don't want to spend time with other kids because they're too tired.
Yeah, it's true, right? So I think it's really cool that, with your whole range of this general toys, especially for kids, right? You've got the shield from Captain America. We have already seen the hammer from Thor.
That's right.
Then in front, we've also got the
Action figures.
Action figures, and of course the
transforming vehicles.
Yeah, it's insane. It's just so many options that Querios actually has for kids to, have some fun, good old playtime, and not just too reliant on gadgets as well. And I see that, you guys also have a series of the masks, right? Where kids can use it. And even when Halloween is here, they can choose to dress up as their favorite superhero character as well.
Yeah. We brought a few here. We got Captain America over there, Spider-Man. That's where the kids put it on, and that's where the magic begins.
Yeah, because they feel empowered and they
Yes.
feel like that is them. They are the superhero. And it's just absolutely amazing. Everything here, it really brings me back to my childhood days. I don't know about you, maybe for your childhood days, it was climbing trees.
Well, I think we do have toys. I'm not that old. I think other than that, I remember that when I was working, I still have one of the toys. It's a very simple toy. It's a marble. They call it goalie.
Goalie,
It's a cement marble.
Okay.
And I kept it because that was one of the very first toy that I can afford myself.
Wow.
Yeah, but then behind it is that I need to work in order to be able to save money to buy something, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so during my young days, I have to work for my dad and then earn a little bit of money by helping him and then save it and then get whatever that I like to have then, that time.
And you have it all the way until today.
No, I don't have it now, but until
But
a
you
certain
remember
stage.
that,
Yeah,
right?
you see, I think toys and play help us to go back to times where they become a chapter in our life that help us to fall back, help us to have sweet memories per se. Because I think we go through different seasons of our life, and each season definitely there's something that that come about in our life that we anchor our life on, be it the challenges, be it the sweet time, be it times that you have to navigate through the wave, but those are the ones that you can look back.
Oh, that's
So I
true.
think building toys like this into a kid's life help them to go back to a time where they remember that, hey, Daddy spent time doing this with me. I have this because this was the first toys that I asked him to buy. He bought for me. I think those are the ones that will link up sometimes the busyness of our life.
Yeah. That
As
makes
you grow
sense.
older, those are the memories that you treasure.
Yeah, it is considered core memories in everybody's lives, right? Like
Yeah.
even previously we were saying, you were even telling me that in every adult, right, there is a child
in us, yeah.
in us. So
Yeah.
don't hide it. We should all try to embrace it. And it doesn't even mean that general toys are meant for kids. It could even evoke that core memory, like you said, from our childhood. And even if adults do see it, they can also feel free to buy it, right?
Yeah,
Just to resonate with it
Yeah.
all over again. And with all of the toys, they are being distributed right here in Singapore.
Yeah.
Where are the couple of stores that we can find it?
You can get it from Toys R Us, Kitty Paddles, Takashimaya, and some other toy shop around Singapore itself, OG. It's all over Singapore. Even you can get it in Malaysia. Because we also distribute in Malaysia itself.
That's so cool. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll definitely look out. And you know what? I am so excited because I know that under Querios, we've got wearables as well.
Yes, that will come about maybe in our next episode where we will introduce to you the real wearables of the mask.
Yes, that is something really very exciting that I cannot wait to see it real life. And I know that there's lights and it moves as well, right?
Voice command, open up,
that's exciting.
blinking of eyes by the Spider-Man, all this thing. I think those are the ones that really will bring the character to real life.
Wow, okay, I really cannot wait. And so, Peter, thank you so much. I cannot
you.
wait for the next episode where we're going to see all of your collectibles in terms of the wearables, right? And then we can really see it come to life. So, of course, hopefully you enjoyed this one, and we'll see you on the next episode of Shelf Life. Bye!